Merry Christmas! My name's Michael and I'm going to give you your very first guitar lesson this Christmas morning. If you're watching this video, it's probably because you got the best Christmas present anyone could ever ask for, a brand new guitar. And of course, now you need to know how to play it. I can feel you're mega excited about learning how to play, but unfortunately, with it being Christmas and the holiday season, you probably don't want to wait around for 2 weeks to be able to get a lesson in person with a teacher. And that's where I come in. Now, if you're watching this video, it's probably because you got the best Christmas present anyone could ever ask for, a brand new guitar. And of course, now you need to learn how to play it. You're probably very excited right now to be learning, but unfortunately, with it being Christmas and the holiday season, everything's shut and you definitely don't want to wait 2 weeks to start learning how to play guitar. So that's where I come in, and in this video I'm going to give you all the essential skills, concepts, techniques and knowledge you need to start playing guitar right away and start having fun. This is going to be the exact same lesson that I give to all of my beginner guitar students in person at Melbourne Guitar Academy, with one little twist. What I'm going to be doing is showing you everything in the context of Christmas. So by the end of this lesson, not only will you have all the fundamental skills down, you'll be able to play not one, but 2 Christmas carols that you can delight your family with later today. We're going to learn how to play Jingle Bells, a very, very simple version of it, and of course, a special guitar hack you can use to play along to any Christmas song using one finger. In fact, it works with every song ever, but we're going to stick with the Christmas theme today. And once I show you how to do that, I'll also give you the example of We Wish You a Merry Christmas to play along to as well. So if you want to be able to kickstart your guitar playing career and impress family and friends as they come around to celebrate Christmas today, keep watching this video to the end so I can teach you everything you need to get started on guitar. Let's get into it. So this video is going to be a bit of a longer one, but just imagine you've come to my studio and you're going to have your very first guitar lesson with me in person. This is what we'd go through in a 30-minute private lesson to help get you started with your guitar playing. This video is going to be in 3 parts. Part number 1 is just going to introduce you to the guitar and all the fundamental and basic skills that you need. Part number 2, we're going to teach you the major scale and of course show you how you can use that scale to play Jingle Bells, a really, really fun Christmas carol to sing along to. The third part, we're going to go along string 6 and learn about the locations of the notes and how you can build a special chord shape on top of them that will allow you to play any song ever. We're going to give you the example of We Wish You a Merry Christmas, and once again, as I said before, you'll be able to play 2 Christmas carols and have a deep understanding how to go out and learn more once you've completed this lesson. So guys, do stick all the way to the end. It's got tons of crucial knowledge, but if you were paying me roughly $80 to $100 to do a private lesson with me in my own studio, you would be getting all this stuff and paying for it. Today you get it for free, that's my Christmas present to you, but do watch it all the way to the end, otherwise you're going to miss some essential stuff and that's going to be bad for your guitar playing. We want it to be fun, we want it to be as easy as possible, so let's dive into part number 1. So for part number 1, we are going to learn the basic parts of the guitar and how to hold it. Whether you've got an electric or acoustic, your guitar has 3 main parts. It has a head, a neck, and a body. We've got 6 strings, string 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. String 1 is the thin one near the floor. String 6 is the thick one near the roof. Now when you sit with your guitar, what you want is the curved part to go just over your knee. You can kind of sit with your legs open, or you can have one leg slightly raised, whatever is more comfortable. Just make sure the guitar is on a 90-degree angle, a 180-degree angle, or pointing up. You don't want to have it pointing down towards the floor. You don't want to be sitting back in your chair like this and having it flat. You want to basically be up like this. That is essentially what you want to do with your guitar, and good posture makes playing easy. Now this little bit of plastic is called a guitar pick. You can use your fingers of course, but as a beginner I recommend you use the pick, and you hold it between your thumb and first finger. Now your first exercise, you're going to come to string number 1 near the floor and you're just going to do a downwards picking motion. It's just a small flick of your wrist like that. Imagine if you're on the computer and you had the mouse in your hand, you would be moving the mouse icon about 2 centimeters across the screen, or an inch across the screen. You don't basically swivel like this. You wouldn't pick up the mouse and go clunk, clunk, clunk. So we don't want to pick like that. It's not from our elbow, it is from our wrist. So just a little movement like that, and you want to go to string number 1 and do that 10 times. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Now at any point you can pause this video and do the exercise that I tell you to do, and you can do it more than once, that's totally fine as well. But pause this video if you need to, do 10 down picks and then get back into it. And once you've done those 10 down picks, we're going to do the same thing on every string. Now for the sake of not making this a 50-minute video, I'm just going to say do 10 down picks on string number 2, 10 on string number 3, 10 on string number 4, 10 on string number 5, and 10 on string number 6. So if you do need to pause this video and go and do your 10 picks, that is the best way to do it. But don't just do it 3 times and go, I'm done. No, 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 no. Getting good at guitar is all about doing the same motions over and over so they become muscle memory. Imagine it more like a gym routine or an exercise where you've got to do the exercise 10, 15, 20 times in a row to build up the muscles and grow strength. That is how we want to practice guitar, a set number of repetitions. So for today, we'll just do 10 of most things. So once you get the hang of the picking technique, what we want to do is learn about the frets. And the frets are these little metal lines that go down and point from roof to floor. Basically, every fret on the guitar is the same as a key on a piano. On a piano, you press a button and you get a sound. On a guitar, we press right up near the fret and we pluck. And that is going to change the sound that we hear. So what you want to imagine that you're doing is you get the tip of your finger, you bring it right up to the edge of the frets, not on the fret, not between 2 frets, right up on the edge of the fret. You have your thumb low. Basically, imagine your hand is like a G-clamp or a Lego person with that kind of shape there, and you're gripping the fretboard from either side. Your fingertip of your first finger's on the front, and your thumb is at the back of the neck. So you squeeze right up near the edge and you play. Let it ring out for a second, and then relax your hand, move your first finger and your second finger up to the 2nd fret, then move up to the 3rd fret, then the 4th fret, then the 5th fret, and just keep on going 1 fret at a time until you get to fret number 12. Once you get to fret number 12, go back to fret number 1 and repeat the process 2 more times. I recommend you pause this video now and you go and do that. Now I'm going to assume that you've gone from fret 1 to fret 12 3 times. Again, we want to get as many repetitions as we can, and if your fingertips starting to hurt, don't worry too much about it. You can always swap to another finger. Now just quickly, on my guitar I've got dots at 3, 5, 7, 9 and double dots at 12, both on the face of the guitar and along the top edge there. Those dots are there to help us navigate. If you have only 1 dot because you've got a nylon string classical guitar, then it's probably going to be at fret number 7. You might have 1, you might have none, you might have 7 different dots plus beyond fret number 12. If you don't, I recommend you get a couple of stickers and just put a dot at 3, 5, 7, 9 and 12 just to help you navigate. So now we're going to play a game, and this game is called Ready, Set, Fret. What I'm going to do is call out a fret number and you have to try and find it on string number 1. This is going to test your ability to navigate up and down the guitar fretboard. So here's your first one. Ready, set, 3. You would have to count up 1, 2, 3 and squeeze and play. Here's your second one. Ready, set, 7. Now hopefully you didn't go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Hopefully you just used the dots and you went, oh, my 3rd dot is 7, 3, 5, 7. So just a quick reminder that if you use the dots and you know that there's a dot at 3, 5, 7, 9 and 12, this game will be much easier and you'll be able to navigate up and down the fretboard significantly easier and quicker. So getting back into our game, ready, set, 2. Ready, set, 5. Ready, set, 3. Ready, set, 12. Hopefully you went straight to where the double dots are. And last one, ready, set, 0. Now that last one's a bit of a trick. 0 is the open string. So if you ever say play a 0, that's what we're going to do there. So that's the end of the game Ready, Set, Fret, and hopefully you were able to find the frets relatively quickly and easily. If you had trouble with it, just rewind this video, go back and do it a second time and a third time, or get mum or dad or someone else in your family just to call out a couple of numbers so that you can try and play them. Now, learning the numbers this way is going to be very, very important because it's going to allow us to bypass having to learn how to read music. Now, when it comes to playing guitar, we have it easier than any other instrument because rather than having to go out and learn the musical notation and how to read the music, we can just use numbers to help us play. And just like I got you to call out fret 12 and play it, or fret 3 and play it, we can literally learn any song that we want to play simply by translating the melody into a series of numbers. And just by going to the fret that matches that number, it's going to allow us to play along. And this is what we're going to learn how to play Jingle Bells in part number 2. But guys, if you've learned the parts of the guitar, the head, the neck, the body, you've learned how to pick, you've learned how to fret, and you've learned how to navigate up and down, you have passed the first section of this lesson. If you need to pause and rewind and go back and rewatch anything, go for it. And I'll see you in part number 2, where we're going to learn our first scale and our first Christmas carol melody. Thanks for tuning in. We'll see you in part number 2. So here we go for part number 2, guys. We're going to learn the major scale and then how we can turn the notes of that major scale into our very first Christmas carol. Now, a scale is simply a collection of notes organized from lowest to highest. And that's the scale which you probably recognize as do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, do, our major scale, the bright, happy scale we use for pretty much 90% of our Western contemporary music and a lot of our Christmas carols. So to learn this scale, we're going to use one of my favorite memory hacks, chunking. We're going to learn an 8-note pattern by breaking it into 2 groups of 4. And this might seem a little bit silly, but I'm going to say it 3 times and you're going to say it 3 times. And we say it 3 times, then we play it 3 times. So don't be embarrassed or shy if people are around listening to you say it. This is the best way to learn. And if you learn this way, you'll be playing your first Christmas carol in a couple of minutes as opposed to a couple of weeks. So that's the trade-off. A little bit of being shy and embarrassed by saying silly things out loud versus you get to become a rock star 10 times quicker. So here's the scale. What I want you to do is say these 4 numbers for me. 0, 2, 4, 5. 0, 2, 4, 5. 0, 2, 4, 5. So you said it 3 times, now you play it 3 times. 0, 2, 4, 5. And again, 0, 2, 4, 5. Now the finger pattern doesn't matter all that much. Just use your first finger for everything to keep it simple. 0, 2, 4, 5. So once you get the hang of that, we're going to add in the second group of 8 numbers, which is 7, 9, 11, 12. Say that for me 3 times. 7, 9, 11, 12. 7, 9, 11, 12. One more time. 7, 9, 11, 12. Use the dot to find fret number 7 and play 7, 9, 11, 12. And again, 7, 9, 11, 12. One more time. 7, 9, 11, 12. There you go. So you've learned the 2 chunks that make up the scale. Now we're going to put it together. So what were the first 4 numbers? 0, 2, 4, 5. Say that again. And now the next 4 numbers, 7, 9, 11, 12. Say that again. Now say all 8 numbers together. 0, 2, 4, 5, 7, 9, 11, 12. Say it again. Say it for me one more time. And if you can say it, you can play it. Play 0, 2, 4, 5, 7, 9, 11, 12. Now take about 30 seconds to play that scale from 0 through to 12 at least 3 times. Once you've done that, try it backwards and go 12, 11, 9, 7, 5, 4, 2, 0. Again, you want to get as familiar as you can with the numbers that we're playing and get your fingers used to playing them, because once we know these notes, we're just going to put them in different orders and different arrangements to play the melodies to our songs, which is only a couple of minutes away from learning Jingle Bells. So just pause this video one more time. If you haven't done it 3 times forwards and 3 times backwards, take as long as you need to do that. And if you're not quite memorizing the pattern, just write it down. There's nothing wrong with having to look up at it. You don't have to have it 100% memorized, but if you do, it's going to make things much easier. Okay, so hopefully you've learned that pattern, you've memorized it, and are now ready to learn how to play Jingle Bells. Now, Jingle Bells is a very, very simple melody, and this special arrangement is going to allow you to play it on a single string. So here's what it sounds like. And I like to add that little bit on the end there. So that is how we play Jingle Bells. And it's not very complex. It's quite simple. And you may have noticed I did everything on a single string. That's where most guitar methods get it wrong, is they try and get you playing up and down across multiple strings all around the open position. That's not what we want. We just want to go up and down a single string. So to learn Jingle Bells, we are going to use the exact same process we used to learn our scale. It's just going to be longer because there's more notes. So basically, I'll take the first line of Jingle Bells, which is... So the numbers are 444, 444, 47024. So rather than do that all in one chunk, I want to break it up into 3 smaller chunks. The first chunk is simply 444. So I would say that 3 times and play it 3 times. 444, 444, 444. Now the second chunk also happens to be 444 once again, and you may have noticed that I'm singing the numbers to the tune of the melody. More often than not, you know how the Christmas carols go. You've got the rhythm, you've got the melody in your mind, you've been exposed to them over a number of years or even decades. All we've got to do is translate that onto the guitar by saying these fret numbers out loud. So say and play 444 another 3 times, and then you put it together. Chunk 1, chunk number 2. Jingle bells, jingle bells. Now the next chunk is 47024. So I would sing those numbers 3 times to the melody. 47024, 47024, 47024, and then I'd play it 3 times. And it does help if you sing the numbers as you play it. 47024. You might have noticed I use my pinky then. You don't have to do any specific fingers. One finger is absolutely fine for the first week of guitar playing. 47024. Just try and play it slow and get it nice, and the word for it is proportionate. Just try and get the rhythms equal to each other. So once you've learned the first chunk, the second chunk, and the third chunk, it's time to put those 3 chunks together, and that's going to complete the first line of the melody. So that's how you play the first part. Learn the first chunk, learn the second chunk, put them together. Learn the third chunk, put them together. You're just making it a little bit longer, and by learning and practicing this way, you don't kind of just overload your brain by putting too much information in, and you also have it stick longer in your memory because you keep on going back and keep on building on top of what you already know. So I would pause this video and just spend about 1 if not 2 minutes working on that until you've got it down confidently. So once you get the hang of the first line, it's time to move on to the second line, which sounds like this. And once again, we're going to break it down into chunks. Now the first chunk is going to be just 4 5s. 5, 5, 5, 5. So you say that 3 times, then play it 3 times. Then it's going to go 5, 4, 4, 4. You say that and play that one 3 times, and then 4, 2, 2, 4. Say that 3 times and play it 3 times, and then we've got a 2 to a 7. So chunk number 1, chunk number 2, chunk number 3, chunk number 4. So you want to learn and practice each one individually, and then you come back and you put it all together. Now that might be 2 minutes to 5 minutes worth of learning for you by breaking it down. But if you learn it this way, you'll learn it once, you'll learn it properly, and you'll have it forever, as opposed to just trying to play the whole thing from start to finish and not having a very good time of it because you keep on forgetting and you have to keep on relearning. But guys, that is the second line of that song, and we are ready to go back to the third line. But there you go, you can play the first line and now the second line of the melody to Jingle Bells. Now the best part about this song is that the first line is also the same as the third line. So we've got this jingle bells, jingle all the way. Oh, what fun it is to ride in a one-horse open sleigh. Hey, then it goes back to jingle bells, jingle all the way. So if you've already learnt the first line and you can just translate that instantly to the third line, you probably don't have to go back to breaking it down chunk by chunk. You can just play that third line in its entirety 3 times. That's just going to recalibrate and further solidify that in your long-term memory from the first line. Now, building onto the fourth line, we have more good news because the fourth line is pretty much the same as the second line. It just has a very subtle difference at the end. So the second line sounds like this. The fourth line is slightly different and sounds like this. So the second line sounds like this. Now the fourth line starts the same but has a slightly different ending. So we'll go through each of the individual chunks. You've got 4 5s, 5 4 4 4, and it's going to go 7 7 5 2 0. So that's the one you want to say and play 3 times. 7 7 5 2 0, 7 7 5 2 0, 7 7 5 2 0. And then I really like to finish with fret number 12. Gives it that really nice classic ending. So that fourth line all together. And there you go. All right, so you've learned the first line, the second line, the third line, and the fourth line, and now it's time to put it all together, which will sound like this. So that's all you need to be able to play Jingle Bells. I recommend you pause the video and you spend 2-3 minutes playing the entire thing from start to finish. Now, you don't have to spend hours and hours doing it. In fact, that's a really bad way to practice. Say each line 3 times, play it 3 times, and then put it all together a maximum of 3 times, and then go and take a break. That way the information is going to solidify in your brain. It's going to go from your short-term memory to your long-term memory. And next time you pick up your guitar and go and practice, you'll have a much easier time of playing it. So that brings us to the end of part number 2 of this video. And I just want to take a moment to address the fact that your fingertips might be feeling a little bit sore or a little bit tender, and that is perfectly normal. It probably takes about 2-3 weeks of playing guitar consistently, like 10 to 20 minutes a day, a couple of times a week, for your fingertips to harden up. So if you're feeling a little bit of pain, if there's a little bit of soreness on your fingertips, that is perfectly normal. You're not going to hurt yourself long term. It's just the skin wearing away because it's not used to pressing down on the string. So this might be a really good point to pause this video and take a 10 to 15 minute break, mainly just to let all that information solidify in your long-term memory. So pause this video, go play with some other presents, have a chat to your family, and of course we'll see you in part number 3. Hello and welcome back to part number 3. In this third part of our video, I'm going to show you how to play the song We Wish You a Merry Christmas along string number 6. First by using one finger, then by using a special kind of chord called a power chord. Now we'll talk about that a little bit later, but what you don't want to do as a beginner is look up easy guitar chords or beginner guitar chords, because you're going to have to learn and memorize a number of different patterns, which are probably going to take about 6 weeks to maybe even 6 months before you get really comfortable with them, changing between them. We definitely don't want to do that on Christmas morning because it's not going to sound musical in any way and it's probably only going to be frustrating. What we do want to do is take one simple pattern and learn how to move it around. So you'll be able to do and play and sing along to this. We wish you a Merry Christmas. We wish you a Merry Christmas. We wish you a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. Notice how I only used one shape for all of that. My hand pretty much did the same thing every single time. So in order to play this, we're just going to use our good old number memorization system. So repeat these numbers for me. 8, 1, 10, 3. Say that for me 3 times. 8, 1, 10, 3. 8, 1, 10, 3. 8, 1, 10, 3. Very good. Now get your first finger and you're going to put your thumb low, roughly where the middle of the spine would be on the back of the guitar. So if I turn around for you, my thumb's going to be there and my first finger is going to be curved up. We always want this nice curve shape here with our finger like that. Fret 8, fret 1, fret 10, fret 3. From front on, that looks like this. It's going to be fret 8, fret 1, fret 10, fret 3. This is where you need to use those dots to guide you and help you find the right place. So play that 3 times. 8, 1, 10, 3. 8, 1, 10, 3. Now what we're going to do is add 12, 5. So we've gone 8, 1, 10, 3. So now say 12, 5, 1, 3. 12, 5, 1, 3. 12, 5, 1, 3. Now you're going to play 12, 5, 1, 3. 12, 5, 1, 3. One more time. 12, 5, 1, 3. So now we're going to put the 8 numbers together. It was 8, 1, 10, 3, 12, 5, 1, 3. If you need to write it down, by all means write it down. But just say it 3 times and then play it 3 times. Now you notice that doesn't quite feel complete, and there is in fact one more note we want to add on, and that is fret number 8 one more time. So it's going to go 8, 1, 10, 3, 12, 5, 1, 3, 8. And I haven't given you any timing value up until now, but essentially what we want to do is have each note we play ring out for 3 counts, with the exception of the last F, which is at fret 1 and 3. So it's going to be fret 8 3 times like this. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. So far every one of those notes has had 3 counts, equal weight. At the end, we're going to go 2 counts on the fret 1, 1, 2, 1 count on fret 3, 1, and then finish on fret 8 and let it ring out for 3 counts. 1, 2, 3. So that last part goes 1, 2, 1, 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 1, 1, 2, 3. 2 counts, 1 count, 3 counts. And all up together, we get this. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 1, 1, 2, 3. Now if it makes it easier, you can actually pick it 3 times. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 1, 1, 2, 3. So pause this video, play along to that, both with one pick that rings out and the individual picks where you're doing it 3 times or however many you need to. And listen to how much more musical one sounds, or much more rhythmic and interesting one sounds over the other. Of course, again, take as long as you need to. 2 minutes is a rough estimate, but once you get the hang of that, come back to this video and we'll show you the next step there. So hopefully you've practiced that and now have something that sounds like this. We wish you a Merry Christmas. We wish you a Merry Christmas. We wish you a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. If so, congratulations, you can now play your second song, We Wish You a Merry Christmas, using one finger on one string on the guitar. Now, some of you watching this might be going, yeah, Michael, I'm pretty happy with that, but it kind of doesn't sound all that wholesome yet. And yeah, you're exactly right. We're essentially just playing the bass note and it's only one string. Now, the important thing is this is achievable and this is something you can do right away. But we can add an additional level. What we don't want to do is to try and play it this way. We wish you a Merry Christmas. We wish you a Merry Christmas. Because it's just going to take literally a couple of months before we're even capable of that. So instead, I'm going to teach you something called a power chord. Now, a power chord is a special movable shape. And what will have happen up in the corner above me is a chord shape which you can try and read. But essentially, if my first finger is on fret number 8 on string number 6, I need my third finger to go down a string and plus 2 frets. So if my first finger is on 8, what is 8 plus 2? It's 10. My third finger needs to go fret number 10 on the 5th string. And I need to strum both of those 2 at the same time. Now, if you're struggling to reach with your third finger, because it's somewhat tricky, you can use your pinky finger instead. Now, the pinky finger will be able to reach more easily, but it is a weaker finger. But essentially, your third finger is there, and I've kind of got like a little triangle shape. If I hold that up there and you're looking at, if I was looking down, what you should see is my first finger, my third finger, and my thumb, basically making a central balance point, a little triangle between those things where the weight comes together. And I'm going to be able to move that shape anywhere I want. So we still use the same number pattern. It was 8, 1, 10, 3, 12, 5, 1, 3, 8. So I put my first finger on fret 8. 8 plus 2 is 10. My third finger's on fret number 10. Then I go down to fret number 1 with my first finger. 1 plus 2 is 3. Therefore, my third finger or pinky, whichever one you're using, is going to play the third fret on string 5. Up to fret number 10. Plus 2 is 12. So I've got 10 and 12. Down to 3 and 5. 12 and 14. Now, this might be a little bit tricky for those of you on a nylon string acoustic where you can't actually go past fret 12. If this is you, just use one finger. Don't worry about the power chord at this point. Down to fret number 5 and 7. Then you've got to go 1, 1, 3, 8. So that power chord shape isn't going to be easy in the beginning. You're probably going to get a little bit of pain in the center of your hand. Don't worry about it. Just practice it for a minute, take a break. Practice it for a minute, take a break. Practice it for a minute, take a break. And over the next couple of days and weeks, your hand will develop the endurance. You'll be able to change quicker and quicker as well. It's just something that's nothing you do with instruments is ever, or if rarely, instantaneous. You've always got to work for it, and sometimes you do need to have one sleep for it to become muscle memory and your hands know exactly what to do. But in terms of that, if we put that all into action and context, you've got 8 to 1, 10, 3, 12, 5, 1. And there's We Wish You a Merry Christmas, which hopefully you can have a sing along to and a play along to with your family when they come around later today. So this is pretty much the end of this lesson, and I want to thank you for tuning in. Hopefully, I've been able to make your Christmas morning a little bit more magical by showing you how to play guitar straight away. Remember, if we learn guitar a traditional way, it's going to take us months or even years to play with confidence. But if you use the methods that I've shown you, the say it 3 times, the play it 3 times, and simply bypassing the chords, you can start playing tons and tons of songs using this method. Now, if you want to keep on playing, if you want to keep on learning, check out a ton of the other videos on my channel. I highly recommend the one which is called How to Play Along to Any Song, Even If You're a Total Beginner, because if you watch that, you'll be able to go out and learn a whole bunch of other Christmas carols or any more of your favorite songs from day number 1. That's hopefully really, really important to you. So if you do want to watch any other videos of mine, I highly recommend that. Otherwise, just have a browse of my channel, and I do have a free beginner guitar course in the link below. So if you found this video helpful, please make sure you like, please make sure you subscribe so I can help you in your guitar playing journey throughout 2023. And of course, if you want to get that free course, click that link below and you get all this stuff we've talked about in high quality recording in a gamified approach on my private little platform there. So thank you so much. Have a safe and wonderful Merry Christmas, a Happy New Year, and let's make 2023 your year on guitar.